We're in field 3 with the Gleaner Combine, which is across the road from the two big corn fields that we harvested last episode. And since it's ripe, we're going to go ahead and harvest that, being we have all the grain train and chaser wagons and equipment and things here. Seems to be a good use of our time and resources on this. Now, I did get a message from some people that asked if these crops that we use in Farming Simulator are typical of where I grew up in Kansas. And I'm going to say for the most part, yes. There's a lot of wheat harvested in eastern Kansas, some corn. I don't believe there's a lot of barley or canola. Three crops that I remember from growing up that were pretty popular were alfalfa, which is kind of a forage crop for animals. Soybeans were planted a lot. And something that we called Milo, but I believe the official name is sorghum. And that was done quite a bit. Looks like we're getting pretty full. So we might want to empty the gleaner before we get too far along. Let's see if at least we can get down to the end of this row here. '96, 97, not quite 97. Let's get this in line. Put out a pipe. Go grab our half-tracked New Holland, run over there. I do not regret at all putting this extra grass on the edge of these fields. In fact, we might have to do it in a couple more of our fields that are a little sparse in turnaround area. It's a little bit interesting to drive this New Holland with the exhaust there on our left. Might have been a good choice for us to have in this map. Well, that was a mistake. Get out and watch this little operation going on. We get this headlands put in. I'm gonna have Boots come over and work on it for us, while we get some cultivating and planting done elsewhere on the map. Now, I can't say that the crops we grew in Kansas were a lot different than some areas in the United States. Of course, there's a lot of variety of climate and soils around the country. You can find almost anything from your wheat and corn, all the way down south in Florida. You can get tropical type crops like lemons and oranges and things like that. If you go all the way out to the Hawaiian Islands, you get even pineapple and coffee growing out there. All depends on the soils and climate. Sometimes the altitude. Do a little bit of in-cab here for a minute, if I can keep it straight. See, on our left we've got our decorative cattle yard. Up front, the gas station and tractor store. Yeah, I wonder if they'll have some new crop types in the new farming simulator come out later this year. Maybe incorporate that multi-fruit mod in the base game. I don't know. We'll just see what happens. Alright, coming to the end here. We are just about ready to put boots onto this project. Okay, we're here with the New Holland T9 and the grain train, which is completely full. And we're going to get in the tractor and see if it's at all possible for us to empty the grain train into the silo here at the main farm. Now, besides the grain train, we got another 85,000 liters of corn out of Field 3 here. Boots did a pretty good job collecting all that up. Let's see if I can maneuver through the farm here with the grain train. I believe it's going to be better for us to go left around the side of the bunker. Yeah, and that ended up being 140,700 liters of corn we could fit in the grain train. Alright, here we go. Moment of truth. We're going to get the unload trigger. Oh. Got the trigger for the first trailer. Trigger for the second trailer. I believe that's going to be the trigger for the third. Yes. And yeah, it looks like we can unload the grain train. Next question is, can I pull around the other side of the silo and collect the rest of that corn out of the chaser bin? Well, let's see if I have to be in the New Holland for that to work right. There we go. I just didn't have the pipe adjusted right. Yep, we'll get this chaser bin unloaded. I never did get a unload trigger to try to unload the chaser bin directly when I went through the silo. Don't know if that's possible or not, but it's not too much of a pain in the neck to refill this. Seeing the amount of corn we got out, field 3, you almost wonder if we could add another trailer or two to the grain train. You may well have to try that. And that is chaser wagon empty. I have to see if we're lucky twice in a row and we can get into the silo like this. Oh yeah. After seeing how much corn we've got out of these fields, I am so tempted to put another trailer onto the grain train. And last of the corn harvest. Done. All right. Well, it seems already we've run into a situation where we have all of our big 5 tractors in use. So I looked through mods and I found this. It's a half-tracked New Holland T9. The pack is by Stevie. And it looked like something pretty unusual that y'all might be interested in seeing us use here on this Nebraska land map. I also bought a second Bergman chaser wagon, but this one's painted up in Massey Ferguson colors. Just a little bit in honor of Bullet Bill's new Massey Ferguson pack coming out. I'm not using any of those tractors right now, but I thought I'd represent Massey Ferguson a little bit more on this map with this nice chaser wagon. We're in the shop looking at something I just bought, and it is an International crew cab heavy truck chassis. Somebody's put a pickup truck bed on, and I thought we'd use it for some heavy trailer hauling or something the boys could drive to town if they needed to. Have a look at it here. Still got the the door decals from the people I bought it from. But it might be something interesting as a backup truck to haul things around for us. Now, some folks ask that where do all our helpers live? Do they just stay in the office there at the yard, or do they live in town? Where do they live? We're here at what's called Medium Farm, down the south part of the map. And this house here is where Greg stays when he's in town. He's got a barn and a place to park his car. So this is where Greg stays. Okay, we're headed into the main farm, where the cow sheds and all that are. And this is where Billy hangs out when he's not working or on the ambulance. He's got plenty of room. He's got kids and grandkids come visit him from time to time. Kids like to go out here into the yard and pet the cattle and play around on the tractors and such. So that's where Billy stays. Okay, we're in the town here of Howells, Nebraska, right near the farm. And here at the motel, Cowboy Andy has this end room right to our left, mainly because they have fast Wi-Fi there. He can do all his internet doings when he's not working. And we'll drive to the other side of town and see this place Boots rented to stay. It's up here on the left past this shed. And it's right here. I do not know why Boots rented a cement block shack to live in while he's in Nebraska. He did say the picture on Craigslist was a lot different than what it turned out to be. But yeah, that's where he lives. I think you can tell why Boots and Cowboy Andy prefer to stay in town instead of out on the farm.